Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. This is Heather with Press and Play, and today I will be doing stained glass nails. What I'm showing you right now is just some that I was playing with on my own, just kind of testing out what I was after. And while I like the result of these, there was a lot that was left to be desired. I actually used a like a clear line 3D line gel and then painted over it with like a chrome gel to create the lead in between the glass. But that actually created some areas where there were like places that looked like it was missing polish, even though it wasn't, but it was just like you were able to see underneath some of the clear areas. I even tried rubbing chrome and it just ended up being such a mess, and it was so much more cleanup. And you'll see in here what I end up doing is taking some of that same 3D gel, the liner gel, and mixing it with the chrome and a little black to get some depth in it. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how they came out. And I also did them on like these huge nails, so I could just play with the technique. But yeah, that's pretty much where it's at with these nails. I love that one. I didn't incorporate it into the set. I did create a wearable set, which you will see. And as soon as my daughter saw them, she had to have them, so they are now on her hands. And this is where I'm showing where I was testing out the chrome mixed in, and I ended up going a lot thicker with how much of that chrome I mixed into it, or how much of the 3D gel. And here I already have the nails buffed and filed and alcohol swabbed, because I have definitely forgotten that, painted over, and ended up with some chunky results that I ended up having to file down and redo. So, and that's from my practice. I saved it in that little tin so that I could use it again the next day. And this is the line gel that I was talking about. And the other gels are from my last unboxing, I believe. And it wasn't thick enough, so I decided to add more. And this is actually, that black is from a Born Pretty art gel set, which I really like actually. I think that the colors are really beautiful and super opaque. And of course you can mix them down, make them more clear if you add some top coat into it, which I've done as well. But they have a nice kind of thick consistency, great for doing line work. So by the way, this the set of brushes that you'll see here, the blue ones I'm using for the actual art, I really like. I think they're really beautiful. They have made a big difference in my line work. I'm still working on it. I have a long way to go, but I kind of feel like between even just this set and the last, it's improved. And I definitely think that these brushes are part of that. So far so good. I've played with quite a few of them and I really like them. And I'm just using my old brushes for cleanup brushes, so I'm not getting alcohol on my liner brushes as much as possible. Keeping them just with gels and cleaning even with top coat and doing like a squeegee method. And I won't show every time I flash cure, but I am definitely doing a ton of flash curing in between the lines, just because I'm not super secure with my line work, and it doesn't take much for me to kind of flick it the wrong way or, you know, not be in the right place. So I want to have the availability to be able to wipe it off. So there's a ton of flash curing that is edited out. But just know it's there. I got a lot of the inspiration for the designs from actual stained glass windows. I have a little book that I bought. I will see if I can find where I got it from, but it's a little book that has templates of different nail shapes. Each book is its own nail shape, and so I've been drawing out my ideas, and you can actually paint with the gel polish and cure it in the book, so you have a pretty close idea of what it's going to look like. But I went through a ton of stained glass and then modified them to try to fit into a nail. This design, the French, is just something that I thought would make it wearable. Obviously not something that's in a real stained glass window, but I thought it would be a cute little touch and still keeping with the theme. Please excuse if you hear some crazy sounds. I'm in Seattle and we are having some crazy wind. Woke me up in the middle of the night last night. Thought like trees were gonna fly into my house. There's a few trees down the street that did actually come down, but they were like that big explosive gusts of wind, and I don't like the wind, so I did not sleep very well. But yeah, so if you hear some bizarre sounds, that's what it is. It's the Wizard of Oz happening here. And I'll just be flashing in between. But I really like the consistency I got it to. It's actually just a wee bit thinner than the gel, the clear gel would have been on its own. So it's actually kind of perfect, because that clear gel, it's nice, but it is quite sticky. So having the chrome, which is very, very thin and runny, and the black in there kind of created like the perfect lining gel. It's like the perfect consistency. You get a little height off of it, which is exactly what I wanted for in between the panes of glass. But it's not overly stringy. I think this might actually be my favorite set I've created to date. I really hope you enjoy it. And if you see like one of the examples that I showed at the beginning, something that I didn't make that you would like to see made, put it in the comments and I can do like a dedicated video just to a few of those that I didn't show the full process. I show 5 nails in this, and then I show the full 10, but I don't go through every single one. So if there is one that I don't show, just let me know and I will throw up a video creating it. Happy to do that for you. Also, if anyone's curious and they want to see my drawings of the nails in the book, let me know and I can do that in the future. Show kind of where my thoughts were in creating any of the designs. Sometimes I just go with the flow and just create, and then sometimes it's planned. This was definitely planned. This has been in my mind, I'm going to say, for the last like month, and I just was waiting to get products that would work with it. I ended up using the what is it? Oh god, I always forget how to say that. GAOY? GAOY. I don't know how to say it. I did at one point, now I don't. But that I used their jelly polishes, and I'm just going to tell you, those are beautiful. They are absolutely wonderful to work with. I have a set from Born Pretty, and it's not that they're bad, it just takes a lot more to get them to build. I mean, to the point where like you can't even see the color the first time you put it down, and you really do have to work at building it up, and they don't level as quickly as the other ones, and I'm just so impressed with them. I actually bought some more products from them, so, and I will continue, because so far they're my favorite that I've worked with. I will be having a little mini unboxing of Daiso. I think that's also how you say it. I was saying it really wrong before, but it's Daiso. They just opened a new store literally within walking distance from my house, and I am so like kind of overly excited about that. We just happened to pass by, and it was the grand opening day, so there was like lines out the door. But I got some really fun things. They actually had some tips, and they didn't have any gel polishes there, but I have seen other creators get gel polishes, so maybe it's just a matter of timing or how well they do with their nail section. I really don't know, but I got a few things from there. Storage stuff, really cute stickers, really cute little like stick-on gems, and 2 different types of full clear tips. So I will be playing with those in the next, if not in the next video, I will definitely unbox it, but I am really excited to play with them and see what the quality is, because the prices are killer. And everything in there is so cute. It's just, everything is so cute. We also got like a ton of snacks, which I was gonna show in the unboxing, but funny, I don't know how it happened, but the snacks got home and were like immediately broken into, so I can't show the snacks, but I tell you right now, they're delicious. Got like seaweed and rice crackers with wasabi. Oh my god, they were so good. And tons of like really good chili rice snacks and candy. Yeah, they're gone. I'm just gonna tell you, like, it wasn't me, I promise it wasn't me. But they're gone. And yeah, but nobody broke into my nail supplies, so I will be able to show you those. But if there's interest in it, I will record before anyone gets a chance to eat the snacks. The next time I will record it. And here I used that straight line as my guide for these little tulips. I think they're tulips. That's what it looks like to me anyway. But on the set that I don't show you, I used the line, but then I made kind of like a cup. Instead of doing one side first, like the right side or the left side, I went from top to bottom, made the full cup, and then created the petals out of that. And it actually, I think, looked a little bit more balanced. But I'm realizing guidelines are such a huge part of getting something to look really even. I do apologize for my phone. It does not seem to want to focus properly. And here I'm done with all of what would be like the lead on the outside, and I'm saving that for the next nail. I got this cute little lunchbox dealie at I think at a thrift store, and so that's where I've been saving my palettes in between colors, in between nail sets if I want to use the same colors. I have one from Nail Couture, which is a really nice one. The problem is it's pink. So if you're mixing colors, if you're trying to get to like exact colors, it's a little tough because you can see the pink through the jelly. So it, you know, affects that. And here I'm just cleaning off my brush of all of that chrome. And I'm doing it with a clear. I'm just kind of pushing it in and then wiping it. And that seems to work really well. I'm trying to keep these brushes as healthy as possible since it is a natural fiber bristle. So, and I was watching the Nail Hub, and she was talking about how to keep your brushes in the best condition possible. And she was suggesting to use as little acetone or alcohol on your brushes as possible. So I have separate cleanup brushes now that I don't really care about, that came with other sets. Like this one that I'm using right now is from some set, but I'm only using the clear unless it gets really bad. But so far it's been relatively easy to clean. And I also make sure to leave a little bit of the clear gel on the brush before I put the cap on it to help condition the bristles. And then when you take the cap off and work with it the first time, you have to warm it up a little bit because it's a little bit stiff. But once you kind of smoosh it into the gel, yes, that's a technical term, smoosh. Once you smoosh it in a little bit, start working that gel through the bristles, it softens up right away. And there's a little bend on this one because when I put the cap on, I accidentally tweaked the line of the bristle, but that was a learning lesson, so I'll be more careful in the future, I hope. So, but yeah, that was one of those tips that I very much appreciate having, because I really would like to keep these. They weren't an expensive set, but they are a nice set. So until I feel I've earned buying expensive brushes, I will take the best care I can of what I have. So hopefully train myself in good habits for when I have really fancy schmancy brushes. So when I'm applying the jelly, and I will link what I used in the description, when I'm using this, I'm almost kind of floating it. I kind of put a big dollop on the end of my brush and set it down, and then kind of move that bead of gel around and fill it, because I want it to be thick. I want it to actually look like there's a pane of glass in there. And here I'm just using a nude in the same way I would paint any other French. I'm not really, I float it a teeny bit, but more when I'm in the panes of glass, that's where I'm taking that bead and just adjusting it and pulling it around. And I think you'll be able to tell the difference between the gels, because you'll see, like this white one, this milky white is from that set I got from GAOY. Oh man, I am butchering it. I do apologize. There's really no excuse, but I'm sorry. But yeah, that you'll be able to see the difference between the Born Pretty gels and this set, and how, like, you don't really need to do 2 coats for the most part. Maybe in a bigger area, but it's such a nice gel consistency. I really, really like it. My daughter's wearing these now. She said that they're her pride nails, but I have a surprise for her that I'm actually going to make her a pride set. So she'll have something to wear this month. Don't tell her. Shh. I am flash curing because I'm kind of making a bubble with them, so I don't want them to run or, as I'm holding it, like shift down. So the darker of the green is from that set, and the lighter of the green is from the Born Pretty set. And I still love the colors, don't get me wrong, but there is definitely a difference in how they perform. There you could really see how I was floating the color. And just drop that bead and then kind of move it into the edges. And sometimes I found that it didn't always completely stick, so it was easier to almost put like I think it's called a slip layer, where you just kind of paint it first and then drop another bead and then move it around. And I found that quite helpful with some of the application. But I have to tell you, there was something very, very satisfying, kind of like, you know, a coloring book, filling in all of these little glass panes. I really enjoyed doing it. I could have done it all day, and I kind of did, actually, between the practice set and then the 10 nails here. I really enjoyed it. It was very zen. Trying to pop some little bubbles that I found in there. I think this is one of my favorites. It's hard to choose, but I definitely like this one. I feel like it's got a nice amount of contrast, and I love the colors. If you have a favorite, you can drop it down in the comments below. I would appreciate a like, subscribe if this is your kind of deal. I'd love to have you. That color just makes me so happy. It's so pretty. And really a pleasure to work with. Just smooth and very glass-like. Couldn't have asked for a better texture for this nail set. There's quite a bit of, not quite a bit, but there's cleanup that also happens that I edited out. I figured it's probably a long enough video as is, so, but I do use my little angled brush to get in there and just make sure that everything's really clean and neat. I think in this case, the neater, the more it looks like real stained glass. Can you guess which set this one came from? This is the same nude that I was using on the French. I just put it on the palette so I could get into the tight spots. And I do 2 coats of this on here, same as the French. And that's this set ready for some top coat. And I'm still playing with this top coat to see how long it stays shiny. I'm going to use it on the next set that I make for myself, which should be the next video, because I've been wearing my my hot air balloon set for I'm going on my starting my 3rd week, I think, today, and they are holding strong. The only thing, like I said, is I would like them to be shinier, but honestly, the nail glue, I think it's the MAKARTT nail glue, has held really well. I did apply it on the nail, on the fake nail, and on my nail, and then just thin coats, and then applied it, and they have not budged, not a single bit. I'm actually a little bit scared of taking them off and trying not to ruin them, so I can keep them and possibly wear them another time, but at least keep them so I can look at them, because I love them. They're beautiful. But yeah, they have not budged. But I'm just ready for something else. I want a new set. I want something really soft and girly. I have an idea. I'm thinking simple, but I have a feeling that once I start going, it won't be simple by the time I'm done. So we will see how that goes. And here is the finished set with the with the top coat on. And I'm really happy with it. I really hope that you enjoy it. And this is also the other set that I didn't show you. So I made one mistake. I don't know if you can see it, but the rose I actually did upside down, and I finished, and I was like, do I want to redo it? And I'm like, no, a rose can hang upside down. I justified it, but I did not fix it, and my daughter didn't seem to mind. I have a wee bit of shame about that. But I really, really hope that this inspires you and that you enjoyed this set. I had a blast making it, and I can't wait to make more sets for you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to making more sets for you. Have a fabulous day.